We have a shocking silly season development as RCR has announced that Sheldon Creed will not return to Richard Childress Racing in 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to the video. As I just said a second ago, it has been announced by RCR that Sheldon Creed will not return to Richard Childress Racing in 2024. They put out a statement earlier today around 3 o'clock Central Standard Time saying that Sheldon Creed will not be returning as a driver of the number 2 Whelen Camaro in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2024. We will make an announcement regarding the driver of the number 2 Whelen Chevrolet in the near future. This is definitely very interesting. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really thought Sheldon Creed was going to return the Xfinity Series with Richard Childress Racing in 2024. And a big reason why I thought that he'd be returning to Richard Childress Racing is because of the fact he does have that Whelen connection. But to be fair, Whelen has been a big sponsor of Richard Childress Racing for a very, very long time. So now the big question is asked, where could Sheldon Creed go? Before I talk about where I think Sheldon Creed could end up in 2024, I do want to talk about Sheldon Creed at RCR. Like I said, I am very shocked to see that Sheldon Creed is not returning to Richard Childress Racing in 2024. But I am going to be perfectly honest with you guys. Sheldon Creed has kind of underwhelmed and underachieved compared to his teammate Austin Hill. He has not been terrible at RCR, don't get me wrong, but he's not been a championship threat. You look at Austin Hill. Austin Hill scored 6 wins in the last 2 years. He scored 4 wins in 2023, and he's a championship threat and contender in that number 21 car. Sheldon Creed has still failed to score a NASCAR Xfinity Series win up to this point. Granted, I feel he's been better in 2023 than he was in 2022, and to Sheldon Creed's credit, he still has a really good chance to make it to the next round. Plus, I believe he's in the round of 8, and if he could win one of the upcoming 3 races, he would have a chance at the championship in 2023. So I'm a little surprised to see that he's not returning to RCR, but again, I'm not completely shocked by the lack of performance, and I'm very intrigued to see who's going to get there. Let's talk about some potential places where Sheldon Creed could end up in 2024. Well, there's definitely some rides that could be available. One ride that could be open is Joe Gibbs Racing. JGR has a couple rides that are available currently at the moment for 2024 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and you do have the 18 or 20 car that is going to be available. There's going to be an all-star car, more than likely JGR. There's a lot of talk that Chandler Smith could also be returning to Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series in 2024. That will actually go into JGR for the first time, but Chandler Smith could be returning to the Toyota Pipeline, and then, of course, that could open the door for Sheldon Creed to go there as well. Though a lot of people have been saying Ryan Truex also may be going full-time with Joe Gibbs Racing in 2024, as he does have a part-time contract for next season. You do have some other options in the Xfinity Series. You do have Call Racing. Call Racing is going to need a little bit of sponsorship and funding. It does sound like AJ Allmendinger is going to be returning to the NASCAR Xfinity Series next year. So that 16 Cup car is also another option for Sheldon Creed going into 2024. But a lot of people are linking a guy we'll talk about in a second, that being Ty Dillon, to that 16 car for 2024. As for Sheldon Creed, I really do hope he finds another opportunity and chance. I know Sheldon Creed has been hit or miss with RCR this year in 2023 and also previously in 2022. And I think a lot of us expected Sheldon Creed to really set the world on fire this year. And like I said, to be honest, he really has not set the world on fire. So now the other questions come around. Who's going to be driving that 2 car for Richard Childress Racing in 2024? Well, there's definitely a lot of options that could be available. You do have Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson is linked to many rides in the NASCAR Xfinity Series and even a couple Cup rides for 2024. He is linked to the 16 Cup car for Call Racing. He's linked to the 10 car for Stewart Haas Racing. He's even been linked to the 25 truck for Rackley WR and also the truck for ThorSport Racing as well for 2024. Noah Gragson does have quite a few options. Of course, Whelen is going to stick around, but will Whelen be able to work with Noah Gragson? That's one thing to keep an eye on as well. Another driver is Christian Eckes. Some people on Twitter and social media have been suggesting Christian Eckes. Christian Eckes at one point in the room maybe for a Call Racing ride. I could see Christian Eckes potentially having a chance and opportunity to move up to the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I think he's done a really good job with McAnally Hilgeman's Truck Series team, but I do believe that more than likely you're going to see Christian Eckes back in the Truck Series. You do have Jeffrey Earnhardt as well. Jeffrey Earnhardt does not have a ride announced for 2024, and of course, he has driven for RCR back in 2022. He drove the 3 car for RCR, ended up finishing in 2nd place, so he ran a very impressive race in his one-off start with Richard Childress Racing, and I believe if you gave him a top opportunity and top shot, I think he'd do a really, really good job with the organization and team. You have a chance to win super speedways, and maybe, just maybe, we can get an iconic like 3 car perhaps, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I've seen people also mention Roger Carruth. Roger Carruth is certainly a possibility. He's apparently been talking to multiple different teams. A lot of teams have been calling him. I would not be surprised if RCR is among those organizations that has called him for 2024. Another driver could be Matt DiBenedetto. They, of course, are keeping Wheeling for 2024, and I would imagine that Wheeling would probably be maybe willing to work with Matt DiBenedetto, but I'm really not sure at this point. But Matt DiBenedetto would do a really good job with RCR. Some have linked in the Kaulig Racing as well for 2024, but I could absolutely see him going there in 2024, driving for RCR. But the main one I've seen a lot of people mentioning is Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon, of course, is the grandson of Richard Childress, and I think the big reason this could be happening is because of Ty Dillon. Now, interestingly, Ty Dillon does have some sponsorship funding from Ferris Motors, and like I mentioned, he is the grandson of Richard Childress. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Earlier this year, he made a one-off for a couple starts with RCR. He drove at Pocono, and I remember Austin O winning that race and Sheldon Creed outrunning him. Ty Dillon finished like 15th in that race. He ran atrocious compared to his teammates, and I think Ty Dillon, if he truly does end up in the 2-car in 2024, I don't think he's going to do a very good job with Rich Schultz Racing. Now, a lot of people have been linking Ty Dillon to the 16-car for Kaulig Racing for 2024, which is certainly a possibility, but I think the timing is very interesting when there's been a lot of talk of maybe him getting a top-tier ride, and I think an Xfinity Series ride could be available for the 2-car. I'll go back to Sheldon Creed for a second. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I would not be completely shocked or surprised if Sheldon Creed does, in fact, go to the 16 Cup car in 2024. And if Sheldon Creed goes to the 16 car next year, I don't think he would do completely horrendous. Now, obviously, I think Kaulig would definitely be an upgrade from an RCR Xfinity Series ride, and he would, of course, be teammates with Daniel Hemrick. I don't know if Sheldon has been teammates with Daniel Hemrick before in the past, but you have 2 Xfinity Series guys potentially moving up. So I could see Sheldon Creed go into Kaulig Racing next year. But at this point, if I had to predict who's going to go to that 2-car, I think it's going to likely be Ty Dillon, or it's going to be someone like a Noah Gragson, perhaps, driving that car in 2024. As for Sheldon Creed, it's disappointing here. He'll not be returning to RCR in 2024, but it's not a complete shock or surprise that he's not returning to RCR in the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. So, that is going to be today's NASCAR news special breaking news video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and for me on Patreon as well. Links to more of that, and comment your thoughts below on today's video. Where do you think Sheldon Creed ends up driving in 2024? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think drives the 2-car in 2024? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, there is going to be a silly season update dropping on the channel, discussing all the news that's happened over the last couple weeks. Well, when it comes to silly season, then on Friday, there is going to be a silly season kind of things we don't know at this point, questions in regards to silly season for 2024 coming out on Friday as well. Saturday, there's going to be the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And then on Sunday, of course, we'll have the NASCAR Cup Series race review from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Got a lot of great content dropping on the channel that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.